Secrets of Power. So what we're going to do is we are going to crack open this pre-release box and build a deck as if we were actually at a pre-release event. So there's going to be 6 packs in here. We're going to construct a 30 card deck out of the 6 packs, plus the 2 leaders. We're going to have access to Chancellor Palpatine as well as Padme Amidala. So the way that I like to do this, I like to open up the packs. I like to see my leaders, and then I will sort the different cards based on the aspects, and then kind of get an idea of where I can start building the deck. Because if I have like 3 cunning cards, I'm probably not running cunning, because you do have to build a 30 card deck, and I don't want to pay off aspect penalties for it. That's how I have always approached them. The other things that I'm looking for: removal, very good in a limited format. Higher health, things that can stick around for a while, pretty good. Anything that requires like synergy between multiple units is a little bit tough to run. The nice thing about sealed is that you can kind of see all the cards that you have access to see if you can start to combo off some of that stuff. So if you have a lot of officials, maybe you can start to play some of those official cards. You can also do that pretty well in draft format, assuming that not everyone is going that strategy and taking all the cards away. But yeah, I'll be interested to kind of see what we come up with. Let's go top down and break this guy open. So this is the box that will be handed out to everybody. You get your 6 packs. We got a Jabba. We got Jabba. We got a lot of Jabba. We got Padme. We got more Jabba, and we got 1 Cassian. Alrighty, so if nothing else, feels like we should run Villainy. You got damage token counters, so if you don't have damage counters, you can use the ones in here. Got a not a super nice deck box, but it is a deck box that is usable. And then in here is going to be your promo versions of the Spotlight deck leaders. I kind of hope they didn't go hollow. I don't love the hollow. Yeah, okay, they didn't. Nice. So it's just, and I say that in a good way, hyperspace versions of the leaders. I believe this is the only way you can actually get the hyperspace versions of the leaders, is to grab them from this pre-release kit. In a pre-release, these leaders are usable. So we're going to put these out here and keep them out as a potential leader choice. Then we start opening. We got Leia. Alrighty, so this is one of Brant's choices. Oh, it's New Republic Leia. Nice. So Leia Organa. She is as an action, we can spend a resource and exhaust to disclose any aspect other than villainy. If you do, give an experience token to a unit that doesn't share an aspect with the disclosed card. Interesting. Okay, if you control 6 or more resources, deploy this leader. She deploys on a 6. She becomes a 4/7, same ability on an attack. Plus she's hyperspace, which makes me like the thought of using her. When you are playing in a pre-constructed format like this, or a pre-release format, not pre-constructed, you have access to all the bases, all the common bases. So even if you don't pull a blue base, you can use a blue base. Knowledge and defense, -2/-2, draw a card. That feels good. Ambush is good. When you play this unit, it may attack an enemy unit. It does also have plot. I'm going to sort these by aspect. So I'll probably do, this is what I'll probably do. I'll just do it the exact same way that I would do it in a actual pre-release. I would sort in the 6 aspects, and then like this would be the heroism row, this would be the villainy row, the non-heroism, non-villainy row. So it kind of gives me an idea of what all I have access to. Attach your friendly unit. When played, you may exhaust a unit in the attached unit's arena. That seems good. Regulations bureaucrat. Exhaust a resource. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. When played, if you control a damage unit, you may deal 2 damage to an enemy unit. 5/4 on a 4-drop. Unruly Astromech. Nice. It's a 3. Is that supposed to be Chopper? Three cost, hidden, 3/2. When defeated, exhaust an enemy unit. Hey, Viper Probe droids are back. 1 cost, 2/2 hidden. Charged with corruption. You may disclose 2 command icons. If you do, a friendly unit captures an enemy non-leader unit. That seems good. Lobot, we've seen him, Sentinel, and Grit. Veil, Raid 2. Each exhausted enemy unit gets -2, -0 while defending. Then our rare slot is Topple the Summit. Deal 3 damage to each damage unit. This is a plot card. And then we got the ASP Laborer, Restore 1. So initially, right off the first pet, I'm looking at Leia Green. Feels pretty good here. Yeah, I'm liking the Leia Green. We've got Removal-esque. We've got Sentinel, Green. We've got Ambush, which are things that I'm typically looking for. Let's open a Java pack. Also, because I'm the way I am, speaking of hyperspace, opening hyperspace cards makes me want to play them. We got C3PO as a action. We can spend a resource if you control an exhausted unit, exhaust a unit. Deploys on 4. On attack, if you control another exhausted unit, you may exhaust a unit, and it's a 1/6. Ferrix Uprising, deal damage to a unit equal to twice the number of units you control in its arena. This is our second villainy card that we've opened, which is kind of crazy. 2 cost, 2/4. ISB Shuttle. When played, if a friendly unit was defeated this phase, create a spy token. Rotunda Senate Guard. While this unit is undamaged against Sentinel. Sudden Ferocity. 3 cost with a plot. Comes in with +3 power. Attack with the unit. The defender gets -4, -0 for the attack. When defeated, deal 1 damage to each exhausted enemy ground unit. Contraband Starhopper. 2 cost, 2/3. ISB Agent. When played, you may reveal a event from your hand. If you do, deal 1 damage to a unit. We got Bail. On attack, you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, create a spy token. If you've dealt damage to an enemy base this phase, deal 2 damage to each enemy space unit. Ooh. That's annoying to know that that's in there. Ready a unit that was played this phase. If it costs 3 or less, create a spy token. Not a bad limited card. Ooh, it's a legendary. Look at that. That's exciting. Got another legendary. Darth Scion, 5-drop, 5/5. When played, give an experience token to this unit for each enemy unit that was defeated this phase. Oh, that's cool. If this unit has 7 or more power, when defeated, if this unit has 7 or more power, return them to his enemies or to its owner's hand. That's nifty. That's real nifty. Then, just like that, we've got our beautiful Hyperfoil. 6 cost, 6/6 with Sentinel. I feel like Darth Scion is really fascinating. That being said, I still, after pack 2, I'm leaning Leia. Blue-green. I still think it's going to be I'm leaning the blue-green. Especially with this. I mean, like, this is a nice slowdown for the Leia to play turn. Comes in with 6/6 Sentinel. It is a space unit, which is a little, doesn't protect the ground. You know, she also kind of wants to go with non-hero. I don't even know. She. It seems fun. It seems like a fun puzzle to understand exactly what you want to be resourcing with her and holding onto your hand so that you can trigger her ability. Let's open the Mon pack. Hey, here's Jabba. I got the two cards, the two leaders that Brant's hoping to run in a limited format. Jabba, which is a Vigilance Villainy, which works well with the legendary that we pulled. Spend a resource and exhaust a friendly damaged unit, deals 1 damage to an enemy unit. If the friendly unit has 3 or more damage on it, it deals 2 damage instead. Okay. You deploy 5. He deploys on a 2/8. When another friendly unit is dealt damage and survives, you may have that unit deal that much damage to an enemy unit. Use this ability only once per round. That's interesting. Yeah, it feels like a decent limited card. Scour the archives. Search the top 8 cards of your deck for an upgrade, reveal it, and draw it. Droid Commando, 3/4 Overwhelm. Another Jade Squadron Patrol. Gonk Power Droid. That having the Gonk makes it feel decent. That feels like a decent combo to run with Leia to get that acceleration, that ramp. Republic War Walker, 6 with a 7/6 Overwhelm. Exhaust a resource again. Oh, that's so annoying. Attached unit gains on attack. You may pay 2. If you do, deal 2 damage to a base. Becomes a 1/1. Let's call it war. Deal 3 damage to a unit. Then if you have the initiative, you may deal 2 damage to another unit in the same arena. That feels like a really solid limited card. Bravo Squadron Fighter, 2/3 Saboteur. Her first Heroism Cunning unit. Ready unit that was played. Cost 3 or less. Yep. Crosshair. On attack, you may deal 1 damage to another friendly unit. If you do, deal 2 damage to the defending player's base. Interesting. We're getting a lot of big blue units, which makes me feel like we should run into that space. Coronet. 5-drop, 4/6, restore 1. Each other friendly unit gains restore 1. It's going to be real hard to pull out of the blue at that point. I feel like it just yeah. Restore is also really strong in limited, I think. Condemn. We've got 3-drop. While the attached unit is attacking, it gains on attack. Defending player may disclose blue-black. If they do, this unit gets -6 for this attack and loses all other abilities. Oh, so you put this on one of their units. Sick. Sick. And then we got another hyper foil. This pre-release box is hitting. So this is a 2/2. When defeated, you may disclose blue. If you do, give an experience token to a unit. That feels like a decent card to throw into a Leia deck. Governor Price. It's an action we can spend 1, exhaust, or ready a token unit. I've seen very little token generation in the cards that we have pulled so far. This is also a rare leader. And I feel like rare leaders are, in this game, more geared towards interesting synergies among cards rather than strength. And so having a rare leader here makes it a little bit harder to run in a limited format because you may not have access to the cards that really make the rare leader shine. I haven't seen too much token generation. There's been a little bit, but probably not going to be our choice. Then on a deploy of 6, he's a 4/6. Gives +1 for each ready friendly token units. And then on attack, create a spy token. That actually seems like a really fun leader to run, though. Got the Imperial Dark Trooper. We got the Death Trooper. Unveiled Might. This is a plot card. We need to pull. Yeah, and it's a +2/+3. Okay. Armor of Fortune. It's a plot 0/3. Ooh, that's a fun. Deploy Leia on 6, then play Leia so that now she becomes a 6/13. Seems good. 6/13 seems like a real big unit to try and take out. Duchess's Investigation. Disclose Cunning. Each opponent discards a random card from their hand. I hate it so much. Viper Probe. Hunting Assassin Droid. While an enemy unit is damaged, it gains Raid 2. Sneaking Suspicion. Plot. +1/+1. Clandestine Connection. 2 damage to a base. For each friendly official unit, exhaust an enemy unit. Got Hera. Charged with Treason. Disclose 2 aggression unit or icons. Deal 5 damage to a unit. Ew. Return a unit from your discard pile to your hand. Create 2 spy tokens. Seems good. Special modifications. Attached to a vehicle unit. When played, the attached unit is a transport. Create a spy token. Then another rare Grand Moff Tarkin, which is take control of an enemy non-leader vehicle unit. When this unit leaves play, takes control of that unit. That feels good in limited. Being able to have a swing, like a change of heart swing, where you get to take over one of their units, seems good. Seems real good. I don't even know. Apparently, maybe Palpatine. Pair that with, go blue, yellow, Palpatine. We've got some plot cards that could work. But I still feel like the blue heroism route, probably with green so far, is the route that I'm leaning. Got a Sly more. There are 4 more exhausted units in play. Create a spy token. Budget Scheming. Give an experience token to each up to 3 official units. Congress of Malastare. The first upgrade you play each phase costs 1 less. That could be interesting with the plot cards that we've drawn in the potential aspects that we're going into, because then we could plot in maybe one other card, or have a resource to use Leia's ability first, then deploy, then plot the armor and whatever the other card was. Senator's Aid. While you have the initiative, it gets a +2/+0. It's a 1-drop. A-Wing. 1-drop. Raid 1. When defeated, the next official unit you play this phase costs 1 less. The Inspiring Senator. That's on when defeated. You may defeat an upgrade on an Outer Ring Constable. Lone Shark. Ambush Raid 1. I do like the ambush on that. High Command Counselor. It's a trap. 1/4. While you control another official unit, it gains Raid 2. It's our first only heroism card. That's kind of fun. Strike Force X-Wing. When played, you may deal 2 damage to a ready unit. It does have plot. Kazuda. Renowned Dignitaries. Overwhelm. It's a 6/5/6. When played, heal 2 damage from your base for each friendly official unit. Yeah, seems good. Seems like we've got healing, and we've got a lot. Feels like a decent amount of synergy within this. Also, random side tangents. I really want to build a Leia, Hera. I want to build a Leia Hera deck, Twin Suns deck, because with Hera you can break aspect penalties for Spectre units, and so with Leia being able to disclose any number of the cards, Leia just feels like a good Twin Suns leader, because you're gonna have just so many more aspects to have access to, and you can disclose those cards to pass out the XP card or XP. That's cool. Also, if you wanted to, it does not have to be a friendly unit that you give the XP to. So you could go really heavy into politics. And I don't know why I said it like that. You go really heavy into politics and pass out a XP to somebody else if they take out a unit or something like that. Got a 6-drop, 7/3. The first time this unit would take damage each phase, prevent that damage. That's a fun little card. Also, these are supposed to be up here. First Light. Ambush. When this unit attacks and defeats a unit, you may draw a card, and it does have plot. That makes it really interesting for Palpatine. I feel like we haven't gotten a ton of great green cards, but we got Darth Scion. Like our ramp from 5 to 7, if we run like a Palpatine, could be really good. This ambush would come in at a 4 using Palpatine's ability, which seems good. That seems like a good limited card. Then our holo is Emissaries from Ryloth. When played, give a unit -3/-0 for the phase. Interesting. So I think so far, Jabba's also interesting with the damage. I think I really like either a Palpatine or a Leia build at this point. Like, we've gotten a decent number of just straight blue cards, and then we have some really good blue white as well as blue black cards. Also, blue green is just my style. I find myself gravitating towards like a vigilance command synergy for pretty much every single deck I build. That's just what I like. Hey, we got another Leia with thunderous applause. There you go. Give a unit +2/+2. You may disclose a green card to give another +2/+2. Seems good. Give it a unit -2/-2. Draw a card. Senator's Aid, Nimble Prowess, A-Wing, Political Bully. If you control another official unit, deal 2 damage to a ground unit. Reckless Rebel, 1 cost Saboteur. Create 2 spy tokens on when played. FN Trooper Corps, 5/4/5. It is a plot. When played, give an experience token to another friendly unit. Hondo. Each other friendly unit gains raid 1. Does have plot. Populous Advisor. 1 cost 1/4. When an enemy unit deals combat damage to your base, this unit gains Sentinel for the phase. Okay, that seems good. Got a Jar Jar. Got a Blue Ace. The Blue Ace is on ambush, ready and exhausted. On attack, ready and exhausted enemy unit. I guess you can ready the unit you are attacking. A 4-drop 4/5 is a decent stat line. And another hyperfoil. Holy cow, look at this. This is a banger box. Warrior of Clan Ordo. It's a 2-drop 3/3. On attack, disclose a red card if you don't deal 2 damage to your base. Okay. Just going to thumb through here. Hondo feels decent. What was the other card that felt really good in red for limited? Let's call it War. 3 damage to the unit. Then if you have the initiative, deal 2 damage to another unit in the same arena. That feels good. I don't know if it's worth running into red. Red would be our second aspect. I'm not going to run price. So I think we'll table red. I'm just looking through because I'm pretty sure we're going to land in blue-green. And so I'm just looking through just to make sure I didn't overlook any synergies in yellow. This is kind of what I would do at the table at the pre-release. Exhausting resources is so annoying. I think we're probably going to stay out of yellow. Grandma Tarkin is really solid in yellow. Stealing units is good. But yeah. Alrighty. A friendly damage unit deals 1 damage to an enemy unit. If there's 3 or more damage, deals 2 damage instead. Just trying to, I think regardless we're going blue. I think we're going blue-green. And so I think the choice becomes which do we like, villainy or heroism when it comes to these stacks. So Death Trooper and Jabba combo really well together. 2 damage to a ground unit, 2 damage to an enemy ground unit. Darth Scion feels good. Condemn is good. 2-4 with Force. That is versus Sentinel, Restore. All of the friendly units gain Restore. And 2 other Sentinels. Feels good. Feels really good. If you do, give an experience token to a unit that doesn't share an aspect with the disclosed card. If we're running Leia, you kind of want to lean heavy into the non-heroism side of things so that you can disclose a heroism card and then get the experience token to like the more flexible unit that doesn't have heroism. In green, we have First Light, the Imperial Dark Trooper, and the ISB Shuttle. First Light feels really good, and that is versus Overwhelm and Heal. I feel like we just have so much base healing in this pack. Pull units back and create spy tokens. We have an ambush plot. To me, it feels like we're running heroism, just comparing these two. So we're going to set these aside. When played, if you control a damaged unit, you may deal 2 damage to an enemy. While you control another official unit, it gains Raid 2. The High Command Counselor. Alrighty. And I think we kind of want to avoid the aspect list cards if we are running Leia. So I think we'll slot those in. Again, we're building a 30 card deck. And so that's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So a lot of the times when you're playing a limited format, you can just count up the cards that you have among the aspects, and that is going to be your deck. Now, you can play off aspect. You absolutely can. And with Leia, it may actually be worth taking a look at that because of her ability. So you can disclose like a red card and give out experience tokens to everybody else. That's kind of interesting. But I think this would be our initial deck. You have the initiative. We have official units, disclose green cards, and it does feel like we have about half and half, which is kind of where you want Leia to be. And you want to make sure that you have the opposite of what you are hoping to experience at the table. With Thunderous Applause feels good. Unveiled Might. And I also, when I'm doing this, I want to make sure that I have at least a decent opening for the first couple of turns. And so that would be, we have 2, 4, 5, 6. I assume 6. Yeah, 6, 7, 8. We have 8-ish turn 1 plays, which feels good out of a 30 card deck. You really don't want to fall behind. And then what I like about this is we can keep our costs slightly lower. And so like if we on turn 1 we play Senator's Aid, we Leia and we buff her. So now she's a 1/4. On turn 2 we play Jar Jar. We probably wouldn't play Jar Jar just because he's a plot card. We play Gonk. And then we still have a resource so that we can disclose another blue card and power Gonk Droid or power the aid back. So it feels like we can run almost like a resource behind the curve because we have the experience. You do this a lot with like not Tarkin. It is Tarkin. Yeah, it is Tarkin. Yeah, Tarkin, who gives the experience out to the Imperials. That feels good. And then our top end of the curve tops out at 6. We have Sentinels to stop everything. We have Restore, so this would be our turn 5 play. This would probably be our turn 7 play because we would want to plot out some of the cards that we would drop whenever we have whenever we play Leia. We have a lot of options for plot actually because we have the Commando with Ambush, which feels good. We have Jar Jar to give another friendly unit +2/+2, which could be the Leia. We have Armor of Fortune. So based on what we draw, I thought we had one more plot card. Huzzah. Probably in here. Oh, yeah, the Unveiled Might. Yeah, so I think like this all feels like a fun plot turn. And then just, I mean, like you could Armor of Fortune, your Lobot, right? That feels like a fun combo actually. Giving Lobot 3 more. And then with Grit. So we have plays off of the plot turn because we don't have a perfect 6 plot, which is fine. Does her ability cost a resource? It does not. But what we could do on our deploy turn, she deploys on 6. Actually, we do have perfect deploy here. Yeah, just kidding. We do have perfect deploy. So this 4 and a 2 would be our plot cards. Or if we plotted our ambush card, we could plot this, ambush in, and then just trigger her ability before we play this to buff up somebody else, then swing in. Also with the Gonk Droid, we have some ramp. I like the deck a lot. Let's take a look and see each other. While you control another official unit against raid 2, if you control a damaged unit, you may deal 2 damage to an enemy unit. Those feel okay to put in. I do want to just take a look and see if there's anything in here. Probably don't want that. Probably don't want that. I would want something that is okay to play off aspect. So like an Outer Rim Constable would cost us 4, but it would also be okay to just hold in Leia so that I can boost somebody up. I think it's a high bar to find something like this, but just might as well look. This could be it. 4 for defeating an upgrade could be good. Charged with treason, no. Crosshair. Let's call it war. Feels like a decent disclose card. Probably not. Let's see if there's any. And I'm not going to grab I doubt I would grab a white card, and I wouldn't grab a black card. A-Wing, Loan Shark. Nah. Doesn't feel like there's really a great. Actually, I think this was my other pack. This isn't even part of my decision process. I think the only thing that I could see us dropping in is the Heroic Arc 170. My concern is we don't have a ton of space units. We have 1 space unit, 2, 3. So like our space unit is really low actually. So we have very, very little space units. Which, just looking through, it does feel like space is underrepresented in this set of the cards that I've drawn. So it may not have a huge space presence. Yellow seems like it has a decent bit of space, and that may just be the cards that I've drawn. But I think I would want to probably drop this guy in here, just so that we could have a space card that we could play before turn 5, which would be on turn 4, which is not great. That would be where we would lose the game if someone pushes space. But we would probably try and knowledge and defense and just use like removal. Congress of Malastare. If we have the Congress out, our plot, if we plot in the upgrades, that costs 1 less, so that's good. I'm going to cut out Scour the Archives for Heroic. This is to search the top 8 cards of your deck for an upgrade, reveal it, and draw it. With a 30-card deck drawing 2, we're finding the cards that we need fairly easily. So I think that would be the deck. The main concern here would be, we go hyperspace. The main concern here would be space. So Leia green, watch out for space. And if we feel fairly good after resource turn 4. That's really where we start to thrive, I think, is resource turn 4. Although our resource turn 3 if we have the power droid. So a lot of cool stuff. I love limited. I do wish that I could now take this and play it against somebody, but unfortunately I'm sitting here by myself. But I appreciate y'all hanging out. This was a lot of fun.